Today, we will be discussing the spell Detect Thoughts. Detect Thoughts is a level 2 divination spell, primarily used by bards, sorcerers, and wizards. The casting time for this spell is 1 action. The range at which you can cast the spell is self. The components required to cast the spell are verbal, which means you speak the spell, somatic, which means you use hand gestures to cast the spell, and material, 1 copper piece. The duration of this spell is concentration up to 1 minute. You cast one of the below effects. Until the spell ends, you can either use it as a magic action or later on your turn. Sense thoughts. You sense the thoughts of creatures within 30 feet of yourself that know languages or are telepathic. You don't read their thoughts, however, you know that a thinking creature is present. The spell, however, is blocked by 1 foot of stone, wood, or dirt, or 1 inch of metal or a thin sheet of lead. Read thoughts. You target one creature within 30 feet of yourself or a creature that you found using sense thoughts within 30 feet of yourself. You learn what is most on that target's mind at that moment. However, if the target doesn't know any languages or isn't telepathic, you learn nothing. As a magic action, you can try to probe deeper into the creature's mind. The target will need to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, you find the target's reasoning, emotions, and something that plagues them in their mind to the fullest degree. However, on a successful save, the spell ends. However, the target will know you are probing its mind and must make an intelligence saving throw against your spell save DC, and on a success, the spell will end. Now, Detect Thoughts is a very interesting spell should you want to probe into the mind of people around you that might be withholding information from you. Now, this could be tricky and could be considered a little bit of invasion of privacy and could wind you up into some trouble. However, if you are 30 feet away and are hiding, you could probably get a little bit away with this. Now, this could be good to find out some people's intentions, if they are lying to you or if they're being truthful. However, you could also use this on your allies as well, should they also be hiding a secret. I wouldn't recommend it because you want to trust your allies, or you want them to trust you. However, some information must be gotten in a particular way. However, I want to know how you use this to your advantage.